Hey y'all, it's Anime Kim, and today I'm going to be reviewing episode 1 of Do You Like Your Mom? Her normal attack is 2 attacks at full power. And I gotta say, this anime, it has potential, but it's hampered due to a lot of reasons. And let me just start out by talking about the positive story elements now. This anime is essentially about a boy called Masato who gets transported into a video game world. And alongside that, his mom is also sent there too, and her name is Mamako Osuki. Now, here's the thing. That premise is funny. Anything involving his mom is hilarious as fuck. At least to an extent. The problem here, though, is that the main character kind of acts like kind of an asshole sometimes to an extent. Like, for example, there's a scenario brought up where they explain that the secrets about the game world that they're in have to be kept secret. His mom knows those details, but she can't explain them, at least not yet. And then the main character says shit like, okay, if you don't say anything, I'll disown you. And I'm thinking, wait, what? Don't get me wrong. It's natural that a kid will get pissed off with their parent for not explaining shit at times, but to go as far as saying disown you, and yes, he apologizes immediately afterwards and all that, but come on. That really didn't feel like natural dialogue to me. So that's why I thought that specific sequence in this episode wasn't really that good, because at times the main character felt a bit too mean-spirited. And because, for the most part, Mamako seems like a positive individual. You see her making stuff for the main character at the start, food and all that. And kind of like his anger there, it just feels like it's really unjustified going off of this episode. So that's why from that standpoint, my mind's like, but then the moments I have her mom, though, are hilarious. Like when the main character picks up the overpowered sword, then casually her mom just picks up 2 overpowered swords, and that's what makes it hilarious. Stuff like that surprises you. Those are the positive elements about this episode. Or when the main character's just thinking about picking up chicks in his party, you know how the mom's like, I'm gonna interview them all with like a serious, hilarious face. So they do take advantage of her being at times protective to their advantage, narrative advantage for some nice jokes. So there were positives here, kind of weighed down by the negatives of Masato, the main male character. And in addition to that, the way they had him transported to Isekai with like a worker just trapping on the fucking laptop, the main character just gets transported to the world without any like technical explanation at all. It's kind of like, At least in other Isekai animes they explain it either through like a VR headset like in Sword Art Online, or in Tate no Yusha, or in even other animes of that nature. It's either like a spell or like advanced technology. Here it's just someone randomly typing and then boom, transported. So the isekai element kind of felt a bit half-assed. So there were things in the episode that really didn't stick that well to me. So that's why I'd say from a story standpoint, it's a mixed bag. As for the characters, naturally, I think the main character's mom is hilarious, but the main character himself isn't as hilarious. So that gets weighed down. But what's really the kicker here that really kind of kills my enjoyment factor here was the art animation. At times the hands look deformed, the faces look deformed. Like there is a sequence where the main character's face is super longer than it should be. And then next frame it's shorter. Or when you see the king's hand, it looks like fucking deformed also. So you can tell the anime doesn't have enough fucking production time. Even the opening and ending themes are not well animated either, and that's kind of a scary thing because you're supposed to shout in the opening, and if the opening is bad, you expect the episode to be worse, and sadly the episode is worsely animated too, and I'm like, oh god, this is not good. Because there are action sequences that really could have been good, and they were just animated like fucking crap with like a simple swing, and then a rain fire of power of like this energy falls on the enemies and they get defeated. But An animator that's a master in the craft would have like made the scene really epic with the long perspective shot to show off the power. But here they didn't do that. And the animators literally like didn't give a shit about what they put on the screen. And for isekai animes, you kind of need to have that visual flair because it's like being transported to the other world. If the other world isn't look beautiful and engaging, it's not gonna click well unless the script is really, really, really fucking good. And here, it falls apart in a few places for the reasons I mentioned. So animation was garbage. I'm just gonna be straight. Art was trashed here actually. I did like the voice performances though, and overall, I'm gonna be fair. I'm gonna rate this of a scale of 1 to 10, with 1 being abysmal, 10 being exceptional, 5 being average. It is a 5 out of 10 episode, but it's just the thing. It's average. That's all it does. It doesn't really aspire for more greater heights. And honestly, I've seen better isekai animes than this in the past. I'm just being real. It doesn't really do much. And with so many isekai animes out there, you're gonna need to fucking impress the fuck out of me if you want me to be interested. And I'd say overall it's average. Am I gonna keep up with this show? Probably not. Because like I said, it's average. And yeah, I've seen so many fucking isekais, I kind of want something more than average. And would I recommend this? I guess for isekai addicts I would, but other than that, honestly can't recommend this at all. I mean, I guess it's better than Mouse on a Retry and it's better than Isekai Cheat Magician, but that's not really saying much. Really, the isekai anime that have come out this season haven't been that great. But it wasn't terrible. It was so alright. Maybe I'll keep up with it for the lulz, probably, casually. That's a big if, though. Maybe not, but this feels disposable, and that's my thoughts, y'all. So anyways, everyone, these are my thoughts on the episode. Be sure to comment down your thoughts in the comments section below. Be sure to rate the video, subscribe, share it, and I'll see you guys later if you come back for more. Alright, bye-bye.